Amid Arsenal's recent string of disciplinary issues, murmurs of conspiracy have been making the rounds. But are these whispers a case of fans overthinking, or is there something more significant beneath the surface? Let's start with some clear disclaimers. The ongoing outcry from Arsenal supporters over perceived referee bias and alleged conspiracies is, in most cases, exaggerated drama. It's the type of discussion that sparks more entertainment than real substance. However, the extreme reactions, such as the death threats directed at referee Mikel and his family following Arsenal's game against Wolves, cross a serious line. Mistakes happen, and while Oliver's decision may result in consequences for him, such as a temporary demotion, such threats are not only unacceptable but deeply disturbing. That said, Arsenal does seem to find itself at the center of some baffling refereeing decisions. Unlike other clubs, whose fans may grumble and move on, Arsenal's incidents often linger, fueling debates and accusations. It's worth remembering that referees, like players, are only human and prone to errors. It's rare to leave a match thinking, the referee had a flawless game today. Of course, unconscious biases might influence decisions, but the relentless criticism from Arsenal's corner isn't helping anyone, and is arguably making refereeing a far more dominant conversation than it should be in the Premier League. Since Mikel Arteta took over in December 2019, Arsenal has collected more red cards, 19 in total, than any other Premier League club. While some were clear cases of poor judgment by players, others were close calls or simply unlucky. Let's revisit 10 controversial moments during Arteta's tenure and evaluate just how harsh these decisions truly were. 10. Martinelli's quick-fire double yellow at Wolves. Rarely does a player get 2 bookings in the span of seconds for consecutive fouls, but Gabriel Martinelli managed this odd feat in February 2022 against Wolves. He shoved Daniel Podence as he attempted a quick throw-in, then moments later brought down Chiquinho. These fouls showcase a momentary lapse in judgment from Martinelli, something Arsenal fans struggled to justify. 9. Mosquera's bizarre double offense. Yerson Mosquera has barely featured for Wolves, but in one of his rare outings, he caused quite the stir. Not only did he avoid punishment for appearing to choke Kai Havertz while the latter lay on the turf, but he also managed to get Gabriel Jesus booked with some questionable behavior. Though this incident didn't change the game's outcome, it left many scratching their heads. 8. Saliba's aerial clash with Pedro. During a clash with Brighton, William Saliba conceded a penalty after an aerial duel with João Pedro. The Brazilian flicked the ball forward, and Saliba, in attempting to win it, inadvertently brushed heads with his opponent. VAR quickly upheld the penalty decision, leaving Arsenal fans frustrated. However, in the context of similar challenges, it didn't stand out as a glaring injustice. 7. Godfrey's stamp on Tomiyasu. Arsenal's trip to Everton in late 2021 saw Takahiro Tomiyasu on the receiving end of a harsh challenge. After losing possession, Tomiyasu's face was unintentionally stepped on by Ben Godfrey. While there wasn't much room for Godfrey to avoid contact, recent seasons have seen red cards handed out for less egregious offenses. Strangely, this wasn't even reviewed on the pitch. 6. Rice's dismissal against Brighton. Arsenal's growing reputation for bending the rules collided with irony when Declan Rice saw red for delaying play during a match against Brighton. While technically correct by the rulebook, the incident felt excessive. Rice himself admitted post-match that his earlier yellow card was deserved, but was visibly shocked by the second. This decision left Arsenal fans shaking their heads. 5. Kovacic's tackle on Rice. Mateo Kovacic's challenge on Declan Rice during Manchester City's clash with Arsenal in October 2023 raised eyebrows. A forceful tackle that targeted Rice's ankle went unpunished. Howard Webb, Pomol's chief, defended referee Michael Oliver, stating he didn't want to overreact and disrupt the game. However, Arsenal's eventual victory masked what could have been a much bigger controversy. 4. Trossard's dismissal at Manchester City. Leandro Trossard's red card against Manchester City, just weeks after Rice's dismissal for time wasting, seemed almost predictable. After booting the ball into the air following a whistle for a foul, Trossard argued he believed the whistle signaled the end of the half. Arsenal held firm with 10 men for most of the second half, only to concede a late equalizer. 3. Gabriel's duel at Newcastle. Newcastle handed Arsenal their first league defeat of the 2023-24 season in a match full of drama. Gabriel was fouled by Joelinton in the lead-up to Anthony Gordon's goal, yet VAR upheld the decision. The incident ignited outrage from Mikel Arteta and Arsenal fans alike, with the manager branding the officiating a disgrace in his post-match interview. 2. Tomiyasu's red card at Crystal Palace. In a game against Crystal Palace, Takahiro Tomiyasu received 2 yellow cards in quick succession, one for time wasting, despite Havertz being the real culprit, and another for a supposed tug on Jordan Ayew. Replays showed minimal contact, leaving fans bewildered by referee David Coote's decision. 1. Lewis Skelly's harsh red at Wolves. Miles Lewis Skelly's dismissal for a challenge on Matt Doherty raised serious questions. While classified as serious foul play, the incident looked more like a yellow card offense at worst. The decision reignited conversations about officiating inconsistencies and left Arsenal fans seething. While debates around refereeing decisions aren't new, Arsenal's experiences highlight the fine margins that often define the game. Both players and officials must shoulder responsibility, but the emotional responses from fans, players, and managers only add fuel to an already roaring fire.